I want to talk a little bit about the rest of the movers that we had talked about last week that are going to be moving for the rest of the round. Yep. So like we have, and I don't know if they're specifically this week. I want you to tell me sort of what the rest of the timeline is for these particular folks. But so these are, you know, Christina Weems, Jackie, Robert, April, Kendra, and Allison. Okay, so April's there.
Yeah.
Allison Love. Those were the.
So my movers.
And then Edward Williams was the only.
Done, yeah.
And so he's done.
And so Aaron. Okay, so I'll go number one. Robert, I'm still trying to just like wrap my brain around what needs to make him progress known because he has American government also that he supports, but he's not the lead teacher. That like doesn't need to have data for that right now, or could that be next semester and focus on the classes that he does have control on right now? That's what I have been doing. And so to be progress known for Robert was two things for me. One was just data from your unit assessment, which he has, but the tracker wasn't working. So I know he has that. The other piece was DRAing his kids because his kids are in elementary levels.
Yeah, I have him on our DRA list.
So he had to have two kids because he teaches high school ESOL. Some of his kids are like at a 4th, 5th grade level, and some are like on a 2nd, 1st grade level. And so he picked up the second DRA kid. So the goal is to be done by Friday. The goal is definitely to be done before winter break. So, but I didn't even get into his American government class yet.
Yeah. I mean, my take in it might be helpful to talk with this about talk with like Doctor about this, how she uses some of her pull out folks or no, he's not like push in
for her, like they need to have data.
Yeah.
So like I want him to have data. I know he's given assessments, it's just not tracked.
Gotcha.
So maybe it's that we just track it before winter break.
Maybe that's what it is.
So yeah. And so he's on the path of doing it. And his unit assessments, he's given 2 or 3, but the tracker, every time I send it to him, it's not working. And I don't know what.
Was he here last night? Was that was him outside the room? We might just have to like.
It's not like calculating fully.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know. I've sent him like 3 different trackers, like fresh from the like resource exchange, not like from my computer that have been saved. So I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's his computer.
So maybe it is. No, I tried it on mine too. So I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna try it again.
You tried trackers he sent to you on your computer. I mean, but if it originates with his computer, it could be.
No, I sent it to him originally.
Oh.
So I don't know. So we're gonna try it again, and then he's just finishing DRing his World Lit class.
Okay.
And then I'll just talk to American government if he could just put it in tracker so he knows. Allison, she just needs to do math. Okay. So we're meeting tomorrow. Thursday? No, Thursday. And she's bringing, hopefully, she's supposed to bring her latest assessment for all her kids for math. Jackie, I've been DRing. She has 35 kids, so it's taking her a really long time. I'm almost done with her morning class. Her afternoon class, I got about 1/3 way done yesterday, and I just have plans to continue going in all week.
Oh yeah, you hung out with her and her Samuel yesterday. Is that
yeah, Samuel. And I was in her classroom again this morning. I was a couple minutes late, sorry. And I'm just trying to find, and part of me is like kind of, Christina also isn't finished with DRA. I know Robin Tedder's done some for her because they're at the same school and I've done some. And so I'm meeting with Christina tomorrow, so we're going to see where she is and like how much support she really needs to finish that.
Okay. And then maybe we can leverage Robin again.
Yeah, I feel guilty about it, but
what?
I don't know what else to do. I can't do it for everyone. Like I'm going to tell them next semester.
Robin's more than willing to help.
I know. I'm going to tell them next semester for end of the year, like I'm not doing any DRA. Like year after your first year of teaching, you need to know how to do it yourself. Like and next year,
we set them up to make sure they
can do it. And next year I'm not DRAing for anybody. And then Kendra, I just need to know her other 2 classes. But just they're not there. And Hashim finished DRA, but I haven't seen his full tracker, so I'm just going to get it from him tomorrow. Those are just my side notes. They're not on your thing.
Yeah.
So that's all of my first years. And then the only first years who won't be progress known are Ariana, because she's been on maternity leave for 3 months, and Sherman, who will have his IDEL winter break.
And then we're still trying to figure out with Sherman what
I'm definitely,
will look like
for me right now, progress known
he's been
is
switching
the
around
first
so many
grade.
classes.
For me, it's the first grade push-in that he has, just using their school Spanish data, because he teaches Spanish to them.
Okay.
So he does SLA. And then for my second years, Edward's done. Aaron called me yesterday that I sent him an email yesterday kind of about math and seeing like how he's tracking, or because we had this whole conversation the day last week about the level of rigor of his school's assessments that he hates because not rigorous enough, blah, blah. And he called me concerned that he had sent me about 3 or 4 emails last week that I never got. Because he had some speakers in his classroom and he took pictures to send me, and like things like that. He said that they kept bouncing back, and so he didn't want to respond. So I'm gonna call him today just to get like what's going on, whatever. And then it's just Tamika and Derek. Tamika, I'm meeting with on Thursday, and then Derek, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. I mean,
and those are all my second years total.
Yeah. Let's zoom out for just a second because I want to make sure that you fully appreciate where you are right now. Just in terms of where we are with Progress Known, like you have two more folks. You had two more folks left to be Progress Known for 09s. For your goal for this round.
Yeah.
And you got Edward there, and that means you just have one more person.
I have one more of
those
three to really
out of these
get.
three.
Yeah.
And then for your 2010s, you had three more people to get Progress Known. You got April there, so she's gonna take one person off the list.
Yeah. Now I just need Robert.
And then one of these other four people that you're already working with seems like it's gonna be the people that's gonna.
And Jackie's kind of a bigger bang for the buck right now because she only teaches one subject. So if I can just do her DRA, she's Progress Known. So I'm just trying to finish. So I have 4 more first years that I need.
Let's shift to talking, because I know we didn't spend a lot of time on some of the other targets last time, so I want to think about a couple of those for just a second. And this might actually be something as we're moving, not necessarily into like the next couple of weeks, but this might be something to think about as you're, planning for the beginning of January for your core members when they come back. But the next big shift for a lot of your folks, because the vast majority of your folks are Progress Known, and almost all your people will be Progress Known by the next week, we'll be like, okay, now that we have data, how are we using this data to improve our progress? And how are we using this data as a part of our vision? How are we making sure that, like our students are understanding the data, and how do I make sure core members are co-investigating with it and reflecting with it and all that good stuff? And increasing mastery is going to be the next big thing for most of your people probably.
Most of my people, it's 3 things. It's increasing mastery, it's creating units, to be honest, and it's attempting rigor. And units to me is a rigor benchmark, so it's not, to me it's kind of the same thing. Because a lot of my people are doing these week plans, which to me is like a unit within itself, but like especially my reading folks. But it's mainly going to be increasing mastery and increasing rigor.
Yeah. And you're specifically talking about like unit level rigor now, like let's take rigor up. Yeah. Yeah, I remember our conversation earlier about like a lot of the folks who weren't unit ready, but they were unit ready on a smaller scale. We want to extrapolate that out.
So I haven't really been focusing on unit ready as much as just Progress Known right now. So I felt like unit ready could be a lever later once I have her data.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, what is your thinking about the next? I think this is huge. The fact that you already have in your mind, like, yeah, I know these are going to be my increasing mastery and the increasing mastery and increasing unit level rigor for most of my folks. Do you already have in your mind like who is starting to fall in the buckets of like these are the people I need to be pushing to further SIG solid buckets, and these are the people who I know I want to start pushing to unit level rigor folks? Who are those folks?
So for my first years, the people that need to get moved to SIG solids are Mary Grace Bell. Tamara is approaching.
Excuse me.
So Tamara is like, our kids are getting like a 70% right now, but it's very low.
You said first years?
Oh, it's second year, sorry.
Okay. I
Mary
was like,
Grace, Tamara, Shannon, Christine. This is like people I've started to work with already, Ethereal. And that's it right now. For now, those are my big priorities. Then Quinn, side a little bit, but Shanae, sorry. Those are like when I get back, the ones that are like, it needs to happen quick.
And then for our 2010s?
For 2010s, people I've already been really, really working on rigor with are Kia, Gabriel, Chelsea, Allison, Dana. We had to step back though because management, but someone. Joe. Those were like the first bucket.
Okay, and then the first bucket of 6 solid folks for your 2010s that you'd be working with?
To me, they're mainly the same people.
The same people.
So for 6 solids,